Today, bring you up to speed on what's happening on Kenya's innovation space. So we have students and Hult Prize. Well, we'll be looking into that later on, but get talking to us on our SMS line 20146. We are live across our social media platforms at Metropole, that is at Metropole TV KE, and me at Tabitha Muthoni on Twitter, and also on all my social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well, at Tabitha Muthoni. Now, let's get started on what's coming up. Matters Hult Prize. All right, and to discuss matters Hult Prize, the Hult Prize is an annual year-long competition that crowdsources ideas from MBA and college students after challenging them to solve a pressing social issue around topics such as food security, water access, energy, and education. And since 2009, the Hult Prize has been a benchmark program for impact. And today, bringing the global movement to Machakos University, I'm joined by Student Campus Director Mwenesi Sandra. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning,
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yeah, karibu sana to Metropole TV.
Thank you.
A first in East and Central Africa business channel.
Yes.
Yeah, and welcome to Business AM as well.
Thank you.
You're good this morning?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, great. Now, Mwenesi, let's start with this year's theme for 2020. What's this year's theme about?
This year's theme is about transforming food into a vehicle of change, whereby youths from various universities are encouraged to come up with an innovation which will increase the supply chains and which will will create an impact for over 10 million people by 2030. So it's basically improving the food production areas in the country and helping people to solve the shortages we are facing, and also boosting upcoming farmers so that they can gain ideas on how they can join the food industry and we can create more food. Okay,
awesome. Is this your first time?
As a campus director?
Yeah, to apply for the Hult Prize?
No, I've participated in the Hult Prize on campus before, and this year I was privileged to be the campus director for my school.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, now let's look at how the pandemic has affected you as students striving to achieve this global movement. Looking at the theme and the achievements that probably you've put in place to achieve, how has the pandemic affected you in achieving all of this?
Mobilization of the students, because many students cannot access the social media because most of them travel to the countryside whereby there's no internet coverage. So reaching out to the students who are in the remote areas has been a challenge, because you might find that there's someone who has an innovation but has not been reached out. So it's a challenge. And about funding, many companies right now, there have been a drawback in their funding sector. So we basically rely on sponsors for us. So companies coming up to support us has been a challenge because there's no enough capital. And then about research, you know, many students rely on research from the school, the library, the e-resources, and currently, since we are not in session, so many students are finding it a challenge to access the library and also to find the lecturers and some of the doctors who can help them out during their research.
And how do you feel the university probably can help you to achieve all of this?
The university can help us by sending messages through the student emails that almost each university has, because most of the students access school information through the student emails, and also by supporting us by posting in the school website, because it's also a platform whereby many students will come to see what's happening in the school currently. So it's about innovation, and I'm glad that many institutions have set that part of them. They have an innovation week whereby students are given chance to portray what they have.
Okay, so right now you're in Nairobi. Do you do your studies virtually, or are you there physically in Machakos?
No, we do most of our studies virtually. Yeah, and reaching out is always virtually because of the pandemic. We can't access school most of the time on limited occasions. Yeah.
And who can participate? Probably maybe students who do maybe engineering. Is there a particular criterion that is there that if you're doing law you cannot participate? What is the criteria?
Okay, for participation in Hult Prize, everyone is able to participate so long as you're a student of a particular university. It doesn't matter if you're doing a certificate, a diploma, a degree, a PhD, or a master's. So long as you're in a certain university which has the Hult Prize, then you're able to participate. Yeah.
So as long as your university or institution is working with Hult Prize.
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk the importance of youth and especially university students engaging in social entrepreneurship programs like Hult Prize. How does this benefit them? And let's talk about you. How will it benefit you?
Yeah, for example, for many youths like me, actually it helps out in reaching out to many people, and through that you can be able to source many challenges people are being able to face, and by that you will have something in mind that you want to solve this societal issue. And also by that it boosts the mentality someone has towards approaching ideas and approaching how people relate. It gives someone the opportunity to understand how nature works, and how humanity relates with the environment, because in Hult Prize mostly we solve the sustainable development goals. So when a challenge is posed, someone can be able to find out, for example, what's pressing in the health sector, because maybe he or she has undergone a problem before, and someone can be able to come up with an innovation.
And talking matters innovation, we are discussing food for good, innovation for change. What sort of invention have you come up with to help these farmers achieve these food goals?
Currently, according to this year's project, for my campus, we are trying to come up with an application, an app, whereby it will be able to guide farmers. You know, maybe you're a farmer and you don't know how to start from scratch, maybe planting potatoes. So it will guide you on how you will plant your potatoes, which season is favorable, and the unique factor about it is that it has its own calendar. When you plant it, it will notify you when and the time you have to put a certain fertilizer, what time it's supposed to be weeded, and by that it will boost the interest of people trying out, and by that will help curb the issue of food shortage, and people will be able to produce more, and then the supply chain will grow. At least by 2030, many people will be able to access the various ways of planting crops.
Have you given it a name?
Already? Not yet.
Not yet. When do you think you're likely to do that?
We'll give it a name by our on-campus program that is in late November.
Late November.
Yes.
So probably you can take us through the process, like this is when you start, when the competitions will hold, and probably some of your biggest fears, biggest giants that probably you'll be competing alongside. So our first program is called the on-campus program, whereby the teams come in groups of 3 to 4 among the same university, whereby they'll compete among themselves before the judges. And then the first team from the on-campus level will present at the regionals. The regionals takes place in 50 plus cities in the world, Nairobi being included. Wow.
Yes. So at the regionals, the top teams from the on-campus will meet with other campuses that the teams that topped 2, and then they compete against each other. Those who win at the regionals will proceed at the accelerator program, where it's held in Castle in the UK, whereby your project is put into practice and people try to help you out and fix, like, And then from the accelerator program, now we have the finals in the USA, Boston, whereby the winners are crowned and they are awarded with $1 million. But if you're in the on-campus program and your project did not find way to the regionals, you can apply through the wildcard. It's a virtual platform whereby the students are given chance, whereby they can make a video, a 1-minute video about what they're doing, and then it's posted, and then they're given a slot to showcase,
to go ahead. So what happens if this is not still accepted, or if you don't go through this virtual way of coming up again?
So along the way, you'll meet very many people who will be willing to support you. Or if you cannot make it on the regionals or the accelerator, you can find a person who is interested in what you're doing, and then he or she will be able to make your project grow with time. So it's not the end of the journey to most of the people who will fail or will not make it to the regionals or the accelerator program. There's so many opportunities that come along the way.
It's simply not about failure. It's about inventing and moving on with your project. And when you say judges, who are these judges? Are they your campus lecturers, or how do you go about, who sits in this panel of judges?
For each campus, you're free to select who will be your judge.
That's good.
Be it your lecturers, be it your social media personnel, everyone is free to be a judge in a Hult Prize, so long as the campus has approached you and it feels that you have these characteristics they need in a judge, and then you can be selected and requested to be a judge.
And that will not favor anyone, right?
No.
Okay, so probably what are some of the challenges that you're faced coming up with this invention? Besides the pandemic.
Sometimes you can come up with a project or an innovation which had been done so many years before. And coming to present it to a judge, so like when you're a judge, I'll tell you, this year we are having our theme as food for good. So before you come to our on-campus event, obviously we'll have researched about several inventions which have been done before.
Inventions.
So that failure to go deep into research has been a challenge, whereby most of the students come and find that what they're trying to invent right now was invented before. So what we majorly encourage is we make an improvement and a distinct feature of that invention. Okay, so after you get this, it's $1 million? Yes.
Okay, how were you going to make use of it for you as a person, and also excuse me, as an institution? How are you going to make good use of it?
Okay, first thing, the $1 million is like a startup capital for your business that you've come up with under the support of the Hult Prize. And then for the people who sponsor us, we give them first priority when the project has emerged among the best. So like you can get, like they have shares, or they're given a chance to be partners of the company. And for the school, it helps in branding the image of the school, whereby many students will get platform to innovate and bring up more more innovations in place.
Yeah. And looking at how you're going to work on that, let's discuss some of the challenges facing the youth in entrepreneurship. Machakos County.
Yes.
Alfred Mutua has done pretty good job, to put you on the map when it comes to infrastructure. But how do you feel probably the challenges that the youth face when it comes to entrepreneurship can be improved on?
We can say, like, for those I've interacted with, many of the youths get a challenge in making decisions. Like, someone has a project but does not settle on it, like, fully because of certain drawbacks. So we can do that by setting more boot camps for youth so that they can learn more about entrepreneurship. And then most of the youth lack capital to start their business. Most of them see things in the bigger picture, like they don't have capital and so this can't work. So I would like to encourage them to try to reach out to the county governments for those who can fund the students in their projects. And also maybe lack of proper knowledge to implement that idea. Most of them are too rigid to go out and source for and expand of their ideas. So that's a challenge I've found among the youth.
I would say it's fear or lack of self-belief that makes them not to, you know, speak up, go out there, get maybe, you know, help or even sponsorship. So anything else probably you'd like to add, Mwenesi, as we move on, and probably the kind of help that you'd maybe call for when it comes to sponsorship, even from Alfred Mutua himself. And the school as well.
I would like to encourage all youths to come out with projects. It starts with something you have in mind, like you have a certain need you want, you can get creative out of that need and bring it out, and it can help so many people. For our event, we would like to appreciate for everyone who is coming and who will come along the way, for our school administration who have given us the platform to host such in our school. And also through that, the projects, I will request for the county government of Machakos to come out and reach out to Machakos University, because it's a home of innovations. It's just that people really need to portray out that. So what happens if you don't make it in 2020? Do we see again in 2021 with probably a new invention or probably an advanced one to this one that you have already? Every year it's a challenge. If today I won't make it, tomorrow I have to make it. And if my project doesn't make it today, then I have to modify it to be what it will be suitable for tomorrow. So every year, since we have a challenge every year, for example, if I have a challenge for food and next year we have a challenge for health, I will have to modify my project to suit for what can sort out for health. All right, thank you so much, Mwenesi Sandra, County Director, Hult Prize, Machakos University. Thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. So there you have it, Matters Hult Prize, and we do hope institutions can get the kind of help that they need to achieve what the inventions or innovations call out for. Well, that's it for this section, but we take a short break. We'll be right back with more. Our SMS line 20146, live across our social media platforms at Metropole TV, KE, and me at Tabitha Muthoni. Stay tuned.